Good morning. And welcome to the, what is today's date? Thursday. No, is today Thursday? I'm sorry?
Confirmed.
Thursday, January 6th, 2025. February 6th. We're going to start this all over again. Reset. Good morning. Welcome to the February 6th, 2025 public hearing regarding HB 581. This is a public hearing. And what that means is we listen to the public at this meeting. But we'll first have a presentation from our staff, and then we get to hear you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Lamadise Holmes, Controller in the Division of Finance. I will be presenting public hearing 1 of 3. So what is Georgia House Bill 581? This bill was created in response to concerns from the Georgia legislature about increasing property values and property taxes. The floating homestead exemption's goal is to control assessments of properties by freezing property values. The property tax reform bill was signed into law on April 18, 2024, and was voted on by taxpayers on November 5th. The bill provides relief and clarity to taxpayers by offering the following: a statewide floating exemption, an optional sales tax to further offset property taxes, and property tax reforms. The bill does not eliminate existing property exemptions that some counties already have. Frequently asked questions. Does it affect a homeowner's existing homestead or similar exemptions? No. Georgia House Bill 581 does not override existing homestead exemptions for any jurisdiction, but it may override existing floating, base year, and frozen exemptions if the House Bill 581 exemption provides a greater benefit to the taxpayer. So what happens if the home is improved or is destroyed? Substantial changes to the property are considered when assessing the property. Any substantial change will increase or decrease the adjusted base year value of the home. Can we opt in or out at a later date? There is no future opportunity for the local government to opt in or rejoin House Bill 581 exemption. However, other local governments may still obtain a similar homestead exemption in a traditional manner of having their local legislators create their own exemption. Can the floating homestead exemption be transferred to a new owner of the home? No, the homestead exemption is not portable or transferable. It is tied both to the property owner and the home. However, in the case of a surviving spouse who was not on the deed at the time of the spouse's death, said surviving spouse may continue the homestead exemption in the same manner as the deceased spouse, providing that the surviving spouse is otherwise eligible for the homestead exemption. So does Chatham County already have a floating exemption? Yes. The largest exemption in Chatham County is called the Stevens Day Homestead Exemption, named after area politicians Ron Stevens and Burke Day, who sponsored the law in the state legislature in 1998. The Stevens Day bill allows homeowners to freeze property taxes based upon their purchase price, but only for their primary residence. It was proposed to prevent homeowners from being taxed out of their homes when the property value went up. The legislation saved many local residents hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. Their legislation became the framework for other counties and eventually this state House Bill 581 legislation. The Stevens Day exemption freezes your home value to the base year value, providing stability. However, it allows gradual increases in home value based on inflation for the school district and the city of Savannah taxes. This exemption protects homeowners from sudden and rapid increases in property taxes, promoting affordability. Stevens Day has been litigated and amended throughout its 25 years of existence and is considered the best homestead exemption in the state of Georgia. By comparison, there are only a few differences between House Bill 581 and Stevens Day. House Bill 581 covers properties that are larger than 5 acres. Base values for both frameworks increased by a rate of inflation. Stevens Day started out using inflation rates and switched to a CPI calculation. House Bill 581 is expected to use a similar CPI calculation, but will include information for an urban area. House Bill 581 provides a statewide exemption, whereas Stevens Day is just for Chatham County residents only. House Bill 581 also allows local jurisdictions to opt out. Cities and counties can use a sales tax option approved through a local referendum. As we look at the Consumer Price Index comparison for CPI and CPI-U that is being recommended by the state, there is very little difference for the last 10 years of historical data. On this slide, we show the comparison of annual taxes if we use the last 10 years and duplicate the pattern for the next 10 years. For a current homeowner, the first year under House Bill 581 uses tax year 2024 to establish the base year. Here, the House Bill 581 calculation doesn't benefit a current homeowner. And over a 10-year period, they would end up paying an additional $9,574. This slide uses the same CPI information for someone that buys a home this year. For the first couple of years, the annual taxes are the same, but could favor the Stevens Day calculation moving forward. What to consider? The pros for opting in are not the same in Chatham County as most other counties because we have had the same local legislation for the last 25 years. However, the cons for opting in are based upon uncertainties. Opting in will require an enormous amount of time, additional staff and work for county staff to prepare the calculations that could complicate the exemption process. This, combined with the uncertainties of future state amendments designed to benefit taxpayers in other counties, doesn't provide a stable environment. Our local legislators can amend the Stevens Day bill when needed, as they have in the past, to benefit the residents of Chatham County. We believe this is why every municipality in Chatham County is choosing to opt out of House Bill 581. This concludes the presentation portion of public hearing number 1. The second hearing will be held at this location at 6 p.m. and the third hearing is scheduled for February 10th at 6 p.m. The vote on the resolution is scheduled to take place on February 19th.
Okay, public, it is your turn. Do we have anyone who would like to speak? Okay. Yes, please. Please, come to the mic.
I love the Stevens Day exemption. I moved here 8 years ago and was absolutely surprised. For people that are older buying homes, they're much more comfortable when their taxes not accelerating extensively. I'm worried about losing it. The other situation doesn't give you much of a picture of what might happen. It's very unknown. So as a resident of city and the county, I would like to keep our Stevens Day because there's a lot of older people that won't be able to afford to live in Savannah anymore, and we'll just have more Airbnbs.
Oh, no.
Right. But thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. What is your name? Carolyn Hoops? Hoops. Thank you very much. Yes.
I want to give a plug for Sonia Jackson's department. The county tax commissioner puts on a tax university every year. There's 4 classes, and one is on homestead exemptions, one's how to read your tax bill, one's on buying a house up for tax sales, and one is on estates. People should go to that.
Thank you.
It's a wealth of knowledge.
Thank you very much. Okay, there being no more comments, we're adjourned.